Hi, welcome back to Press Play Action. Mitchell Lee, Tommy Grant, and Brandon too, as we are going to not quite wrap up the James Cameron, but wrap it up for now, as we are planning to get to Aliens when we do Alien and Predator. We're waiting to do that until Predator Badlands is on Disney Plus, so that's going to be a little bit. But we're going to wrap it up for now with True Lies and Titanic. Guys, let's start this one off with the 1994 release, that being True Lies. Again, written and directed by James Cameron, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Arnold, Bill Paxton. This movie was released July 15th, 1994, about a little over a month after I was born. This had about $100 million budget, made $378 million, so it was successful, but not as successful as the James Cameron movies that followed it. Made $146 million.
No lies detected.
Domestic. That was lame. It was the third highest grossing movie of 1994. So, what movies grossed more?
1994?
Shawshank Redemption was in 1 or 2?
No. Come on. What the hell?
Crazy.
Are you serious?
Clear and Present Danger.
No. Brandon just said... No. What?
I mumbled it. Pulp Fiction.
No. Come on, guys.
We're supposed to know what movies came out in 1994. I'm like literally...
Clearly you know some.
Dude, I just need to know 1994 box office. Like
That's called cheating, so you're out. Tommy,
I'm kidding. I didn't type it in.
Yeah, okay. I believe
I
you.
didn't. Okay, I'll share my screen if you want.
Forrest Gump.
That was the number one movie, and then number two.
Okay.
Obviously, Angels in the Outfield. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that was number 26.
Solid movie though.
What?
The Mighty Ducks 2.
No,
D2.
that was number 30.
That's depressing. Then I give up.
Dude, Angels in the Outfield outgrossed Mighty Ducks too.
Yeah, it did. Number 2 was The Lion King.
Oh, I mean,
The fucking Lion King.
Not even showing up on Google search. So clearly,
AI is ruining everything these days.
AI is ruining everything.
I'm very disappointed in myself because I even watched that and put it on my 94 list.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in you. Trust me.
Shame.
Like we're saying, New Nightmare wasn't on here.
No. This movie here is one that I went in not really sure what to expect, if I'm being honest. It's not as beloved as a lot of the other Cameron movies, but it is one that people do tend to like, just in a very different way. And I'll say that I loved the way that this movie began. The first 30 or so minutes of this movie
are awesome.
I was a big fan of just kind of the back and forth between Arnold Schwarzenegger and Tom Arnold. I've never been the biggest Tom Arnold fan, but he is really good in this. Everyone kind of thinks that his role in this movie kind of kept him getting roles, and I'd agree. I think that him and Schwarzenegger have a really solid back and forth. Schwarzenegger's a lot of fun in this. And I like the way that this ends, because the way that this ends kind of just full like 80s, 90s action movie cheese. It kind of reminded me a bit of now probably a much less silly version, but still really silly.
People off of missiles.
Version of Face Off, which is, in my opinion, the peak 90s action, just like goofy ass.
What's the movie that you've compared to Face Off? Is that Mission Impossible?
I don't think I've ever compared any movie to Face Off before. This is a first.
We've definitely had discussions about Face Off.
Yes, because I will sing the praises of Face Off from the tallest mountain.
Okay.
Surprise, my bachelor party is actually just going to be a day straight of watching Face Off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
I wouldn't
I'm not against
complain.
it.
No one should.
Also, you mentioned 1994 movies. I just want to say 1994 sports movies, kind of
Yeah,
up
dude.
there.
Mighty Ducks
Was-
too.
Little
they also have
Giants.
cool- I was gonna say
I
they
think
also have
Cool Runnings. Cool Runnings. Angel in the Outfield. Little Giants. Little Big League.
No,
Major
Cool
League
Runnings
2?
was not 94.
Oh,
We-
Little Cool Runnings might have been like
Major
98.
League 2?
We're talking about
Brandon, maybe this
sports
is why you're
movies.
so
We're talking about
Blue
sports
Chips?
You were
movies.
born in the great year
Blue
of
Chips,
1980s.
Cobb. I mean, I should have been born. I was born in 1994. I should have been born in like 1984.
Yes, you could enjoy all this stuff. Dumb and Dumber.
Classic sports movie, obviously.
Actually, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective kind of is a sports movie in a weird way.
Yeah, it is.
Which
Yeah.
is
Anyway,
a great comedy.
just pointing it out there. But okay, Face Off.
No, True Lies.
True Lies.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean, we compare it to
Um,
Face Off, but it's just been a while since I've seen it, but I love it.
I will say this. I think Jamie Lee Curtis and Schwarzenegger kind of crush. I think it's really good.
They have great chemistry, and I think it kind of reminded me of the dynamic in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Obviously, with Jamie Lee Curtis not being a spy, but just the way they kind of have that banner back and forth.
But might as well have been.
And obviously Arnold was, obviously a spy and played the double life. So I kind of like that aspect and reminded me of Mr. and Mrs. Smith a little bit. Granted, that
if I hadn't seen Jamie Lee Curtis's name pop up like on the opening credits, which by the way we should totally bring back opening like credits. I think that's something we should bring back in movies. But if I hadn't saw her name pop
Marty
up,
Supreme.
I thought that good call out. I thought she was Allison Janney for a second. So, I was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, that's Jamie Lee Curtis. I was like, no, just a super young Jamie Lee Curtis. But
yeah, I think that this movie kind of, I don't know. At the beginning, it's almost like I hate to just keep comparing it to other things, but it reminded me a lot of the beginning of Zootopia 2. If you've seen Zootopia 2,
ripped it off, is what you're saying.
Probably, yes. And then in the middle, it reminded me of this movie called This Means War, which is not a movie I would want to.
I think these are compliments, Well, not that,
no,
but
that one isn't, because I liked it. Okay, so the movie's about Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's this CIA agent guy, and he's just like a regular like dude at home. Like they all think that he's like a computer salesman or something like that.
Insurance
like,
claims or something. I don't know.
And it's like, yeah, okay. That big motherfucker right there is not beating.
Yeah, and he also he hops on a plane like all the time. Like he has flights.
Here's the synopsis.
How stupid is Jamie Lee's character?
A fearless, globe-trotting, terrorist-battling secret agent has his life turned upside down when he discovers his wife might be having an affair with a used car salesman while terrorists smuggle nuclear warheads into the United States. What a batshit wild, crazy movie synopsis.
What a crazy plot.
Only honestly, the 90s pull off this kind of shenanigans.
The parts of this did feel more like a late 90s movie because it was that kind of like bored how like we talked about this with American Beauty, Brandon, how the late 90s were the time where like apparently everything was just amazing and everyone was so bored by how amazing it was that they would do things like just
cheat on their spouses,
tear apart their own lives just to make themselves feel something.
I need to feel something. Let me cheat on my wife infidelity.
That felt like that a little bit throughout this movie. And I'll be honest, the whole middle portion of the movie where it's the whole like using government resources to find out if Jamie Lee Curtis is fucking Bill Paxton was by far my least favorite part of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe I'm thinking about this a little bit too hard, but like these are like maybe it would have been easier to do in 1994, but this is, taxpayer funded.
That was where your mind went to. Was like this using my taxpayer dollars.
This stuff would need to be documented and approved, and it would never happen. And for some reason, that's where my dumbass went, and not like shooting terrorists from planes and stuff,
missiles.
Like where we got at the end of the movie.
I did really find that whole scene really entertaining when they basically kidnap him from the RV park and just
I thought
that whole scene. I
thought you were saying another scene was entertaining, and I can't lie, it was an entertaining scene.
I actually did not like the whole RV park sequence.
No,
I thought it was hilarious when the scene in the car with Bill Paxton. I thought that shit was really funny. What I didn't like was everything else involving that character moving forward.
I think when Bill Paxton is just sitting there in the convertible, like tapping the wheel, I'm like, oh, this is so 90s. I'm like, he's having the best time of his life, and I'm like, he's also a cheating ass bitch. Yeah, I don't know. There's like a half of this movie that I really like, a middle that is like, and then an end that's like, okay, that was fun.
all right,
that's kind of my vibes in this entire movie.
I think it does the action better than it does like the
plot.
Better than it does the husband-wife stuff.
Character interactions, yeah. Although I do think they work. I do think Arnold and Jamie Lee work.
They work together when the script allows them to.
Yeah, the plot in the script just doesn't flow, I don't think.
I think it worked out really well because you kind of have that in the very end where she obviously finds out he's a spy and all that, and she all of a sudden just becomes an instant badass just by plot protection.
She's like, you gotta tell him when they both get kidnapped, and she's like, you just gotta tell him that you're my husband. Like, what is going on? Like, I'm just like, is she this clueless? I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, and the scene where the gun is just tumbling down the stairs and killing people.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Laughed out loud.
Very naked
gun. That made
gun
me want to jump out of a plane.
Yeah, very naked gun.
It reached the levels of it was so bad it was funny for me.
I think that was. I don't know if it was peak comedy in this movie, but it was one of those ones where I'm like, okay.
I mean, it was.
Can we move on?
Like for me, I saw that as the intended comedy.
That's fair.
I enjoyed it
personally. I think shooting a terrorist while he's hanging on a missile is also funny comedy. So.
That was awesome.
I don't think that the tones for this movie always matched, though, and I know that it's not going for the same tone throughout, but like. There's scenes in this, like, again, loved the action at the end of the movie. All of the scene on the bridge where Jamie Lee Curtis is in the car and they're trying to get her into the helicopter, that was like Mission Impossible levels of tense. I was so into that. The terrorists kidnap his daughter at the end because of course they do. That's what always happens in a movie like this.
What is this, like Taken?
But she's like hanging off of this crane, and one of the bad guys is up there as well, and then that goes into a plane, and it did feel very like Mission Impossible-esque, not just in what they were doing, but in just how well the action was executed, how real it all looked, and how tense it felt. I was extremely entertained by all of that.
Yeah, I was entertained by the action portion of the movie. Much to what you were saying, Mitchell, the script, him trying to figure out if his wife is cheating on him, using government money to do it. Can we move that plot along? And then all of a sudden they just have like a random strip scene like out of nowhere, and I'm like, are they trying to like rope people back in? Like, is that the whole point of that scene? Is like, if you've been,
complaining about the Jamie Lee Curtis strip?
Oh, scene? I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying if you were falling asleep, you instantly sit back up and you're like, oh, okay, now I'm back in the movie, like with the movie a little bit. So I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, but yeah, I'm not complaining about it, Tommy. It was.
I thought it was.
What do you guys think about? What do you guys think about the scene with the horse?
Also kind of funny.
Yeah, that was funny to me. I enjoyed that.
The horse just wrecking shit.
I think that was probably the peak of the action comedy of this movie.
And I think Cameron gets it. Like, I think he gets, like, we're trying to be funny, but we're trying to be tense. But there's moments to be really funny.
James Cameron dedicates stuff to weird things. Like, I read that he actually got the U.S. military to lend the 3 jets.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, like those were actual military jets flown by military pilots for the movie. I think they paid the U.S. military like, was it $10,000 or big chunk of money?
We were
Basically,
that low on cash as the U.S. government.
no, I think it was just they said, "Hey, we'll do it if you pay X amount of dollars," and
Yeah.
they lent out the jets and the pilots for those scenes.
By the
Terrorist
way,
fighting CIA agent. I don't.
this movie had a budget of anywhere between 100 and 120 million dollars.
That's a lot of
What was
discrepancy
the
for '94.
first movie in what was the first movie in film history to have a production budget of over $100 million?
True Lies.
That is correct.
Yeah,
It's
that's crazy.
to think of, but
That's,
this is
well,
this
because they're
is the
spending
first one.
$10,000 on jets.
Yeah, really, on jets and horses. This movie did get nominated for Best Visual Effects at the Oscars. However,
Makes sense.
It did not win.
Did some actor or actress get some nomination? No.
Not a thing. It lost visual effects to Forrest Gump.
Well, I mean, come on.
The Mask was also nominated.
Ugh.
Oh, okay. What are we talking like the? Hold on. The Mask. We're talking the
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, The Mask.
I
Smoking.
didn't like that movie at all.
Smoking.
You said you don't like that movie?
No.
Oh, you're kind of a bitch. I like that movie. That's a fun movie.
Kind of funny. Kind of
Cameron
fun.
Diaz.
Yeah.
Oh,
Speaking of people on screen who you want to see, Cameron Diaz. Sorry. That sounded really like aggressive, but yeah, can't complain.
I wish that the middle of this movie worked for me more, because towards the beginning I was.
It brings it down, man. It really does.
Really am enjoying this thing. This is so much fun, and then at the end, it completely won me back.
Yeah. I don't give
but
away
I can't
my grade,
just.
But it's like an A- movie in the very beginning. I'm like, oh shit! I'm like enjoying this.
I thought it was a very clear A.
Yeah, and then it kind of drops a little.
I'm like, hey, if we keep up with this, A+ is a possibility.
Right.
But it did not keep up with that as far as I'm concerned, and that's why I gave it an A- 39.42.
Okay, so you would recommend it to most people?
Yeah, no, I would definitely
movie.
recommend it. It's a fun time. It's 2.5 hours long, so it's not as brief as you would expect a movie of this type to be.
Yeah.
But you gotta also know that you're going to be getting far more interesting action than you would usually get in an action comedy like this, where it's like the spy, someone doesn't know that they're a spy, that kind of straight to Netflix thing. Like Back in Action came out last year on Netflix and was just awful. That's the type of thing that you would get these days. So this is a lot more involved, especially towards the end with the action. And so I would definitely recommend it to someone that's been watching a lot of Netflix slop and go, this is what that type of movie is supposed to look like.
Yeah, I'm going to lay out the timeline. A- start.
We have a timeline.
B drop. It kind of goes up a little bit when they bring Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, the clothes come off a little bit. Kind of comes up a little bit, and then I think it gets back to a solid A-. I'm gonna go A- 20.3.
I gave it a 10.
Wow,
okay.
Higher than all of us.
I really enjoyed this one. I think I was talking to Mitchell about this before we started recording. I think this might be one of my favorite Arnold movies.
Arnold does cook a little bit.
Judgment Day, I think this might be one of my favorite Arnold movies.
Good for him.
In really looking at it, this might be my favorite non-Terminator Arnold movie, to be honest. Like, he has a lot of misses, but he's also had a lot of stuff that I haven't seen. Like, I'm not as high on. Brandon and I watched Predator together, and we were both like, it's good.
Yeah.
But it's definitely overrated. I haven't seen Commando, haven't seen The Running Man, and I haven't seen Total Recall. That's the big blind spot for me, is Total Recall.
I've heard real people getting upset about Running Man because he doesn't have like a big payoff at the end of Running Man. But I think that's just how Stephen King wrote the book. So that might be more source material than like the actual movie itself. But I've heard really good things about that version of Running Man, especially since I was going to go see the newer version of Running Man, which, By the way, I guess I'll go ahead and say it. I actually really like the one with Glenn Powell.
I liked it
so
too.
I
I
would
don't
be
think that the end
interested-
was good at all, though. I thought the end was
Yeah,
actually quite
and
bad.
that's what I've heard about the original. So this might just be like a source material thing.
By the way, Tommy, I think that's going to be on Paramount Plus like tomorrow. So if you want to check that out,
So if you want to see Glenn Powell run around and
yeah,
avoid death,
avoid death.
I mean,
And
that's what
Tron
he's doing.
Ares is on Disney Plus. So if you want to just watch,
Oh,
the
I
bullshit-
need to watch that.
Speaking
'cause I
of
haven't
death,
seen Tron.
we're about to watch a movie where a lot.
Oh yes, Titanic.
Oh my gosh! Can we
Spoiler
talk about
alert.
death?
Damn,
Yeah.
man.
Wow. Okay, if you don't know what happened in Titanic, what do we do?
No, come on, man. You don't know what.
I looked
people
up
were
fun
talking
facts for this movie beforehand, and the first one was based on a true event. I'm like, no fucking shit.
Gross Can we just get that out of the way? Gross negligence, disgusting incompetence. I hate it. Like I hate.
You sounded
what
like
happened.
the teacher at the end of Key and Peele there, like the
Yeah.
substitute teacher.
Yeah.
Chicanery.
Tomfoolery.
Yeah, exactly. You
Absolutely.
sound like that guy.
Wait, gross negligence on what?
The Titanic itself, like the event, like
How
the
it
amount
was
of people
built,
that died. No, the amount of people that died because of incompetence.
It was 1912. There was no safety
No,
standard.
figure that shit out.
Well, they did. That's why the accidents happen for people to learn.
Dumbasses. Oh, the women and the children first. Oh, just throw them in the ocean. Don't go back. It's fine. Fuck.
Yeah.
Just have them all freeze to death. Sorry. I just always pisses me off when I watch this movie.
Well,
I'm like, how many people unnecessarily died?
If only
because
you were
people
there
were
back in
stupid.
1912 to correct the course and say, "Hey, we gotta fix this ship before you guys set out."
We have enough passengers
Well,
in
I
these
was gonna
boats.
say it, Brandon.
We can put 60 people in these lifeboats, and we're putting 12 in it. Like, come on. Sorry, I just always pisses me off. Man, we can continue, Mitchell, and just
James Cameron directed and written, starring Leonardo DiCaprio,
and this is his
my
debut.
boy.
This is like his
No, it's
breakout,
not.
right? No, but it's
No,
his
it's
breakout,
not.
is it not? What
This,
did he break
this
out in?
movie, I mean, we'll get to it. We'll get to the DiCaprio.
This is like
of it all.
Leo. This is like peak Leo.
This was the movie where Leo took over the world. DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, Billy Zane, Kathy Bates, Bill Paxton's in this one as well.
Good
This
Bill
was released
Paxton
on
stuff.
December 19th, 1997, a $200 million budget, and this movie has made $2.2 billion. This was a movie
Talk
that
about
20th Century
ROI.
Fox, or rather Paramount, was convinced was going to bomb. The entire time they were
Because
working
they
on
don't
it,
understand.
they were all
movie
convinced
magic.
that this movie was going to be a gigantic flop and everyone's career involved was over. And literally the exact opposite happened with this thing. This was a cultural phenomenon. Leonardo DiCaprio, like if you thought that Twilight was big back in the late 2000s and that, the teenage girls were all about Taylor Lautner, DiCaprio was even more so with this. But much like my guy Timothy Chalamet, might have started off as a bit of a, the heartthrob type, but could still act all the same. Unlike Taylor Lautner, who wet paper
Man.
bag, he'd just be stuck there.
Jeez,
So-
you really just like to bring people down.
No,
I
he's-
thought I was bringing up DiCaprio, but obviously this movie takes place on the Titanic. I'm not going to ask any box office questions because Titanic was the highest grossing everything at the time. Movies did not make money like this, and certainly not movies of this type. This thing was huge. This thing was gigantic, and not just as far as the box office, but it's also 3 hours and 15 minutes long. So this thing is a long watch, but apart from all the stuff having to deal with old Rose and the people actively trying to find the necklace, everything that took place in 1912 was spectacular.
Yeah, I had not watched this movie in a very long time. I remember growing up seeing it a few times because my parents always watched it, they enjoyed it, and it always bored me to tears just because I was young and this wasn't the kind of movie I wanted to watch. But watching again yesterday, it was kind of a weird slap in the face where you have the whole movie basically talking about this necklace and they're hunting for this necklace, and this old lady just happens to be like, "Oh, I was on the ship." And the ending is what really killed me. So I don't know if we want to talk about the ending now and get that out of the bag, because I know, Brandon, you were complaining about this before we even started.
It just brings me down every single time. It really does. It brings me down every single time. I
Like,
almost would rather talk about Leo's career than the ending of this movie. But
like, I feel like there was probably some like sentiment or deeper meaning behind that scene that I just am too dumb to understand.
It's lost on me. It's lost.
But just the fact
first
that
off,
they spent all this time with this stupid necklace and she just throws it back in the ocean.
Okay, yeah. Mitchell, I don't know how you feel about this. I'm going to get on record right now. Selfish, ridiculous, absolutely insane behavior to tell that story for 4 hours or whatever, have everybody sitting around being like, "Oh my god, where's the heart of the ocean? Where's the diamond? Where's the necklace?" Having a necklace as valuable as that and then just tossing it into the sea. Incompetence.
Now, did you guys watch the original or did you watch
the
ending?
I had to have. I watched a 3-hour one. There's like a 3-hour.
I watched the one that's on Netflix.
On Paramount. I watched the one on Paramount.
It's not much different.
Okay, well, go ahead and tell me the alternate, because
essentially, like, in this one we have her redoing the scene where she stands up on the ledge.
Yes.
Is looking out. The alternate is where she's basically walking towards the back of the ship, and they all realize that she has it, and it's almost like a hostage. Think Pirates of the Caribbean, Black Pearl, where she's basically holding it out and like, you had it this whole time.
Yeah,
and then it's like dialogue going back and forth.
That's a way better alternate ending.
But she still ends up dropping in the ocean, so the ending is the same. But it's just like,
but at least that like has context. What are you doing?
Like, our life's work, and you're just gonna like throw it away.
No, agreed. But at least that ending has context. Where with this ending, she just looks like a person who just threw away generational wealth for her family. The rest of, I mean, that's what it comes down. Like, I don't want. It's not always about money. I'm the last person to be like, "Oh, money matters."
It's not about money.
I'm just saying,
I was in that position, like, put in a fucking museum, like historical artifact, like
generational wealth museum, something. I mean, we're talking about a diamond that's supposed to be quote unquote this valuable, and we're just gonna toss it in the ocean. I don't love that ending. Just me, and that's even getting away from. We'll talk about it, but there was enough space on that door for Jack to get on. We all know there was.
This has been argued for years, if not, no, it's been argued for decades. And hey, man, it is what it is. They were lucky to even get to that point, and
Agreed.
I don't get hung up about that, because I absolutely buy the chemistry between these two. Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio, I've probably talked about it on, we've talked about a lot of DiCaprio movies. We've discussed Inception, we've discussed Django Unchained, we've discussed Catch Me If You Can.
Can we talk about his early work though? Like, I said, this is like his breakout, but he had stuff before this. Where he had stuff
like The Basketball Diaries. He had What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Romeo and
Juliet, which movie. Again helped with the kind of
Marvin's Room.
Throb. Marvin's Room.
Yeah, he's Hank in Marvin's Room.
The Drake song?
No. The movie Marvin's Room. It's like pretty popular.
I didn't even.
I thought you would have known. Yeah, I thought you would have known the movie Marvin's Room. Yeah. Anyway,
I've had too many drinks given to me.
Maybe that's what that song is based off of. I don't know, but
no, it's Drake's best song.
I think he's best up until this point, based off the movies I've seen. I think he's really, really good in the Basketball Diaries, and I think he's really good in Romeo and Juliet, even though people make fun of like his performance in that movie.
I need to see that one.
I think he's really good in it. But I'm on record. This is his breakout. This is like, whoa, Leo is like a star, kind of like what you were saying earlier.
This,
Yeah,
to
I
me,
think he's a star in this movie. He's the brightest star in this movie. Like he's a shining example of what it is to be an actor.
I watch this movie and I see him, and I think we really just cloned this guy and just gave him different hair in New York and called him Timothy Chalamet, because there's a lot of similarities in just how these two guys are so charismatic and great on screen between what DiCaprio does and what Timothy Chalamet does in something like Call Me by Your Name, which was the movie where I was first introduced to him and went, oh my God, this kid's going to be the next big thing.
We watched that movie together in right?
No,
in
I never saw that movie with you.
Yeah, we did.
I didn't see that movie in Aperture. No.
Oh, okay. I swear I saw that movie with you. Well,
you saw it at Aperture, but I wasn't with you. But
okay, we had a convo about Timothy. I came home and I was like, "Yo, Timothy might be."
Yeah, but DiCaprio, you see this movie, you can see the next 20 years of superstardom because of what he did in this, and the fact I'm about to say something that's going to blow your mind.
I mean,
because it blew my mind when I first saw it.
Catch Me If You Can, like.
Yeah. He was not nominated for an Oscar for this role.
Absurd. Gross. Disgusting.
Gloria Stewart, also known as Old Rose, was nominated for Best Supporting Actress.
Why? What did
Kate
she do in this
Winslet
movie?
was nominated for Best Actress, and I think she should have been. I think she was also magnificent in this movie. You buy their chemistry not just because of what he's able to do, but also because of what Kate Winslet's able to do. They spin this dialogue and they make it truly special. I'm in awe of what they were both able to do together, and apparently they're both lifelong friends because of this movie. This also isn't the only movie that they made together. They were in Revolutionary Road in 2008. I think that the chemistry between them is incredible. I also really liked Billy Zane in this. Billy Zane plays the role of just the rich douchebag so well.
Well, he makes you hate him.
You want him. You want to throw him overboard in the Titanic yourself.
Yeah, you're like, this guy doesn't deserve like any chance to live. But
no. I did like spending time with Kathy Bates. Kathy Bates was a welcome presence in this as well.
Honestly, when I watched this, I completely forgot she was in this movie.
Same.
And I was very excited. I'm like, oh shit, Kathy Bates. We're gonna get some fun acting out of her.
I mean, there's some good stuff. Like even like Victor Garber, I think is good in this movie. Bill Paxton's good.
Yeah.
Not a huge Bill Paxton fan, it seems like.
But as much as I love DiCaprio, as much as I love Kate Winslet, they aren't the star of the movie. You know, as much as it's, hey Jack, I'm flying.
What?
As much as it's paint me like one of your French girls, the star of this movie is James Cameron. Okay, and the star of this movie is just how big this thing feels. Titanic. They call it the ship of dreams. It's the biggest ship, and you feel that. You feel just how big this ship is, and when things start going wrong, you truly feel like you are watching... This turns from a romance movie to a disaster movie quickly, and it does both exceptionally well, to the point where I don't understand how there were some... I think everyone loved this movie, but there are some people that are like, Titanic's a movie for girls. Titanic's a movie for everyone, man, because Titanic has everything. And the disaster element of this movie and the fight for survival element of this movie, it really is divided into half. Half of it is the romance, and then the half of it is once you
His
hear iceberg
incompetence and
right
disaster
ahead,
movie. Yeah.
yeah, once you hear iceberg right ahead, it's like, all right, this thing's about to flip. And when it does, there's no coming back. And it is bleak. It is exciting. It
makes you feel things.
It really does. I won't lie. This thing, it didn't have me like weeping or anything like that, but this got tears out of me. I'm not I'm not ashamed of that at all. This thing, and most of that is because you're rooting so much for these people. It uses its time very wisely, with the exception of the first 20 minutes or so being spent with, man, if you cut out the first 20 minutes of this movie and you just don't have old Rose at all, this is an easy A+ for me. This is about as easy as it gets. This could easy even potentially
be. This is Hall of Fame.
This could say it could. It could. Because not only are you cutting out unnecessary stuff, you're making this movie like $250 now instead of $315, and a 2-hour, 50-minute romantic disaster movie sounds way too long. But this thing had a pace to it. I never was bored in this. I could have spent even more time with these characters, and I think that the movie really wants you to feel that way, because you want to see them get out. You want to see Kate Winslet get out of this shitty marriage.
Because when you become so attached to them as a couple, and obviously you have the ending where they obviously split apart because Jack sinks to the bottom of the ocean.
Don't you say that.
You feel that
don't
much
you say
more
your goodbyes.
Devastated when that happens.
Yeah.
Because you have this moment where you have literally hundreds of people dying all around you, left and right. People are just clinging for their lives as the boat, like,
I think it's thousands.
It might be thousands.
Oh yeah.
But just the whole scene where they have the ship going up vertically, like, and just everybody's falling, one by one, like that was just
the dead bodies being moved by the boats. Only one boat went back.
Yep.
Whenever like the boat is crashing down, like the boat is crashing down or it's breaking apart, this is just, it's the disaster movie. And it's why, like, this movie, I guess the studio thought that it was going to be, have either of you seen the Pearl Harbor movie?
Yes.
It's horrible.
Yes.
It's a terrible, terrible movie. That is what they thought
could have been done better.
Because that's another one that was a romance based on a real life tragedy that are based on people that were not
too far into the romance.
But this is also totally fictional as far as these two people.
Yeah.
These were not people that ever existed.
But they make you feel the Titanic. They make you feel that you're on it.
When compared to Pearl Harbor, one of the historical inaccuracies are just another topic to be discussed. But the whole concept of the love triangle that they introduced in this movie, nobody asked for it. Nobody wanted it. You were forced to have to watch it. This, you knew there was going to be a love story because that's what they sell in the movie, because you go into it knowing it's going to be a disaster at the end, but they sell you on the love story that takes place the entire 2 hours and 50 minutes.
I think the best use of Old Rose is when the guy brings up the animation where he's like, this is what happened to the ship. And she's like, okay, fuck it.
Yeah. She's like,
but I was there.
Yeah. Let me tell you what actually happened, bitch. Yeah.
But
also, Leonardo DiCaprio and Timothée Chalamet both.
Yeah,
I don't know if they. I don't know if they just.
I was trying to.
They just, because there's a shot in this movie, and it's an iconic shot from the movie.
Yeah.
Where Kate Winslet is in one of the boats. She's about ready to. All right, women and children, and she's off the boats, and she's off the boat, looking up onto the Titanic, and there's a shot of DiCaprio with a flare going on behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an iconic shot from the movie, and it is one of those, son, you're about to be a movie star shots. And there's a very similar type of shot that comes 16 years later in DiCaprio's career in The Great Gatsby, where he gets that big grand introduction of
I think
I'm
they
Gatsby,
meant
and he
that,
has
yeah.
he just gets the
Yeah.
best like
I forgot about that.
cinematography shots
His
on him.
body language is unmatched.
It's just I am a movie star, and you just have to deal with that. Kind of like Chalamet in Dune 2, when the bomb's going off and it's just kind of zooming in on Chalamet.
It's not even the acting.
Yeah,
It's not even the acting. It's he just gives off the like.
It's
I
the
have
aura.
more-
It's the vibe.
I have more aura and charisma in my pinky than you do in your whole body, and
Right.
I just have to stand here.
And I believe it. Like, that's the thing. As a person who watches the movie, I will never have that much aura.
And
I
you
just
see
will
in his
never
face,
have
couldn't
he
even
just
imagine.
he just has that confident face.
Wouldn't
of
know what
himself.
to do with that much aura. I would fumble the aura. I'd
Yeah.
It would be overwhelming.
100%.
But that guy has it, and props to James Cameron for knowing what he had, because this
So
would have been
that's my
very
thing. The
easy to be
studio-
bullied out of a 3-hour, 15-minute cut. Good on the studio for believing in this guy, because True Lies was, it was successful, it was well received, but it was not the success that Terminator 2 was. Where
You
it
gotta
was
let dudes cook, I think.
phenomenon. Let the dudes cook. It's just like Nolan with Oppenheimer, and hopefully with the Odyssey as well. When you have someone of this immense talent, let them do their thing, man. Let them do their thing. And they ended up in a beautiful and profitable, extremely profitable place. This was the most successful, or the highest grossing Paramount Pictures movie in North America until what surpassed it?
Paramount Plus.
Recent.
One Battle After Another.
No, that was.
That's not me.
You think One Battle After Another made more money than fucking Titanic?
I'm kidding.
Avatar.
No.
Was it not Avatar?
No, that was 20th Century Fox. Paramount.
Paramount.
We've talked about this movie.
Paramount movie. Inception.
No, recent. Very recent. Last 5 years. We've talked about it.
Paramount Plus movie?
What'd you say?
Mission Impossible. One of those.
No. But you're in the right ballpark.
I'm glad we're in the ballpark. I guess I was thinking of like.
Come on. If it's a snake, it would have bit you. Come on.
I don't want to get bit by a snake.
Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, yeah, that is Paramount. You're my fault.
Yeah. Top Gun Maverick is now the highest grossing American Paramount.
But let's get this very clear. Titanic is an awesome movie. I can rewatch it over and over again, and I have a very weird connection with this movie. But Top Gun Maverick is one of the most rewatchable movies that has been put out in the last 10 years.
Well, they're very different genres.
No, they are. But I'm just saying.
This is action. This is drama.
That makes sense that Top Gun Maverick
is right on the cusp of a Hall of Fame entry for me.
Well, that's just lame. You just put it there.
Whereas this was right on the cusp of an A+ movie for me. Before I give, I'll just say I'm at an A99.29, so it was damn close. Would you like me to list off the Oscars that this movie won?
Yeah, sure. This is a Dune 3 situation. The Dune 3 is about to do this
at
the Oscars.
Hopefully. The Odyssey is competition.
True, yeah.
One of 3 movies that are all tied for 11 Oscars. So
11 Oscar wins, 14 nominations. It won for Best Picture.
And none of them are Best Actor.
Nope. DiCaprio did not win. What a shame. Director was James Cameron. Let's see. All right. We've got Best Music, James Horner. Best Original Song, My Heart Will Go On.
The Penny Whistle.
So Celine Dion knocked it out of the park with that one. Best Sound Effects. Best Art Direction. Best Cinematography. Best Costume Design. Best Editing. And Best Visual Effects.
Makes sense. Should have won all those.
You got 11 Oscars there. It did not win for Kate Winslet. It did not win for Gloria Stewart. And it did not win for Best Makeup. What movie beat it for Best Makeup?
Ooh, Best Makeup. 97.
It's actually a really inspired choice.
I mean, it would have been 97 movies at the 1998 Academy Awards. I might just be like, picking. Oh! Men in Black.
Men in Black, yeah.
Okay.
So Men in
Which
Black
makes sense
is an
because
Oscar
the makeup
winner. Yeah.
the makeup
It
choices
was
in Men in Black are very
strong.
good.
Yeah.
Also, props to Bernard Hill, who is in 2 of the 3 movies that have the most Oscar wins.
Can we say
Bernard Hill.
1997?
Yeah, he's
What else was he in?
he was the captain of the ship in Titanic, and he was
I
King
liked him.
Theoden in Return of the King.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that guy's been a part of some all-time great projects.
97 kind of cooked as a year.
97 was a really strong year for movies. I mean, you've got Good Will Hunting, you've got Princess Mononoke, you've got Jackie Brown, you've got Men in Black, you've got L.A. Confidential.
One of the better Brosnan James Bond movies.
I mean, Steven Spielberg didn't even do that well with Mastadon. Like, that
yeah, exactly. You've got Boogie Nights, which I'm excited to watch. You've got it as good as it gets. Lot of strong stuff in night.
Face Off is in this year.
Face Off. I forgot about Face Off. How did I forget about? Oh, because I was looking at the Oscars, and it actually did get nominated for an Oscar. Got nominated for best sound effects.
Con
you know
Air.
What? Air Force One. Okay, yeah, 1997 may have some gas.
That's what
I also had the Lost World, Jurassic Park, which I don't hold that against you. But
you can't. Not everything's a home run.
You're not going to go 100 for 100. So, all right, Tommy, what do you grade this thing?
I give it an A. Let's go 80.
Okay.
It was a high.
So,
the only reason I didn't is because, again, the whole beginning Old Rose kind of stuff kind of dragged on for a little bit. It's way too long.
The ending when she throws the diamond in, I can't.
Yes.
I can't take it. I say all that, guys. Again, I have a weird thing with this movie because I've seen this movie like 100 times, but 80% of that was when I was like 5 or 6 years old because my babysitter would come over and just put it on because she would just watch it over and over and over again. So a lot of it is just me as a young kid watching Titanic, which take that however you take that. I still love this movie. It's not a Hall of Fame movie for me, but I think it's a comfortable A+. I'm going A+ 45.3.
Okay.
I love everything.
What?
Yeah, I think it's
85?
a comfortable 45.3.
Oh,
45.
sorry, I misheard you.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Hall of Fame movie, but I think it's close to like American Beauty. I would have American Beauty above it. I don't even know why I'm comparing those two. They're not similar.
Very different.
But in my head, I guess in my head, I'm like American Beauty is like an A+ 50 for me. Like it's just like a solid movie. So I compare it to movies a lot of times. But yeah, I like this movie. Like everything about the ship, the scale of the ship. When I'm on the Titanic, I light up. When I'm with Old Rose and at the very end when she tosses the diamond in, I want to throw my something.
Water.
Yeah, I want to throw something on my TV. Like it's So, like she brings it down so much. I hate to say that, but man, that storyline brings it down.
Also, the fact that
this is an A+.
The fact that she's supposed to be 101.
Yeah,
and she's just walking around, climbing up fucking railings, like
which some 100-year-olds can do that. But
I'm sorry, that's a little far stretch for me. But
yeah, also, why would she want to get back on a ship? You know, after what happened,
I feel like
we just blow through that storyline. I mean, I'm saying I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, if we didn't have the Rose storyline at the very beginning, and then the ending of this movie, and the fact that Jack doesn't get on the door. All that combined brings it down like 50 points for me. This is a comfortable like A+ 90 movie for me. If we take all of that.
I could see this being in the realm of Top Gun Maverick, where it's like knocking on the door of the Hall of Fame for me.
And it's sad, but it's still
to
me a 4.5-star movie. Like,
still classic.
I would recommend this to anyone. And it's 3.5. It's 3 hours plus long. I'd still recommend it.
The fact that it moves as well as it does for as long as it is an absolute miracle.
Can
James
I also
Cameron's
ask
on a heater
real quick? What game of cards are they playing?
I think they're just playing poker.
But it was like 5-card stud or something. They were like passing cards around. It was very weird.
Those are details I usually don't question.
Sorry, I picked up on it this time watching it, and I was like, "What fucking game of poker are they playing?" I probably should just Googled it, but anyway.
I would say it's a common one, given the fact that they were speaking different languages.
Yeah, it must have been a pretty common one there. Also, the guy gambles his tickets. This is why you shouldn't gamble, kids.
Yeah. Don't gamble.
Although maybe you should, because that guy lives. So.
Well, he would have never met the love of his life. So.
Yeah. Fair.
All right. Well, the next episode is going to be. I'm looking forward to this because I haven't watched these movies in quite some time. Next episode, we're going to be watching Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl, as well as Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest. We've got 6 Pirates of the Caribbean movies to talk about over the course of 3 podcasts. And somewhere in between then, we're going to be doing our best and worst. Don't forget the worst. We got the best and the worst.
And the mid.
And the mid-metal stand. If you think I forgot about the mid-metal stand, I have not. I have the mid-metal stand ready to go. I'm a big mid-metal
stand guy.
For the year of 2025 was a very strong year for movies. What made the list? What didn't? It'll be a great list. So I'm looking forward to it, and listen to us then, or else. So, all right. Bye.